It's a preview. It's not live yet. So there we go. And there we go. And it's live.
What? You guys didn't tell me.
It was confusing.
I was itching my earlobe. It's so embarrassing.
Well, don't
Nobody
worry.
could see
It was
you.
zoomed in.
So embarrassing.
There we go. 3, 2. Oh. Oh, it's on. Whoa. You guys aren't even in awe that we're back. Oh. That's what I'm going to say when I'm an astronaut and I go up into space. Oh, look. I'm peeing and not into the funnel, so it's going everywhere. Whoa.
Well, can I just say, Sam, you really nailed the colors today.
You know what he didn't nail?
What?
That crappy soundboard impression.
I know.
Wait, that's not a soundboard. That's just me. What?
You're a wannabe.
Hey.
If you wanna be my
lover.
lover. See, I like, and that's the catch-22 because I like when you join in on the soundboard.
Mm.
But that's
it.
That's it.
That's it, guys. Do we want to get going?
Let's get.
Do you want to get this party started? 3, 2, 1, and here
Saturday
goes.
night?
Here it goes.
Yes.
Oh, you aren't quick enough now, are you?
Evanescence again?
I didn't have time. This is the first thing that popped up on my Spotify. Welcome
Again?
to Super TV's Showdown.
Dun, dun.
The best damn superhero review show you can put your moist
Stop.
little ears into.
Thought you cared about me. God damn it.
Thank you to all the moist little ears out there who have been contributing to the Patreon to make this show possible. Very excited to talk about the shows this week. There were a couple very good episodes and some that were just okay. We're talking about Flash, Black Lightning, Legends of Tomorrow, Agents of the Shield, Lucifer. Gotham? Yeah. Joining us this week, they're the mainstays. They're the ones that make the bacon. DJ Wooldridge.
That's me. You can find me at DJ Talks Trash every place that matters. And across from me is Roxy.
Hello.
That's me. You can find me everywhere at ROXY STRIAR on all places that matter.
Yay.
And behind them, I can see the back of both of their heads right now.
The
It's
back of your
Sam.
head is ridiculous.
You can even see the back of the head of the listener.
Ooh.
You didn't comb well back there.
Sam.
Brian.
So we like to start off every week. We talk about every superhero show that airs, but we like to start off each episode talking about big superhero news. And the biggest news today, specifically, we're recording this on Friday, is that Avengers: Infinity War dropped a new trailer.
Yep. And the internet blew up.
It did. This is the first trailer that kind of gives us anything about what's happening in the movie. It gives us a hint of plot, who Thanos is.
It gave us a lot, actually, I felt like.
It's a good helping of
Yeah.
the movie. We got an idea of who the threat is. We got an idea of how the teams are working, how the heroes are all coming together.
It was very impressive how many characters they were able to get in this trailer and have it make sense.
I believe cram is the right word, but it was in a
Cram's
good way.
a good word.
Cram, shove into this trailer. Ooh.
Is cram your favorite word that rhymes with Sam?
Cram. Actually, guys, in the comments, if you're watching live, let us know other words that rhyme with Sam. There's a lot.
Yep, it's an
Let me know.
important thing to comment.
Cram right now is at the top of the list. I'll be honest. Cram is
Damn.
What was your guys' favorite part about this trailer?
I love that Chris Pratt moment where
Which
he's
one?
like, I
This
can do
one.
it. Why don't I do it? And then, because you're doing it stupid.
Can you explain to me why Star-Lord speaks like a 6-year-old?
Yep. Space and stuff.
Okay.
Space got into him.
Yeah,
and you
space
can't-
got into
you-
him.
And the
You
mixtape
can't
he listens
shout that
to.
out.
It stands out a lot more when he's interacting with other characters. It's like, why don't you sound like a grown-up?
Because he's not. He was kidnapped as a boy.
But he still was. It's the same problem with Danny Rand
No.
and Iron Fist.
No,
it's
it's
like
not.
you
No, it's not.
were
Don't say
raised
that.
with
Don't say things
people.
like
You
that.
didn't
No.
get stuck in ice for
Yeah.
that amount of time.
It's so funny because that's exactly how I felt about his character, Andy, on Parks and Rec. But I wonder if it's just kind of the way that Chris Pratt...
Maybe
communicates.
I love Andy on Parks and Rec, and I think
don't
it
you
works
think he felt
really
like a
well.
6-year-old?
Yes, but this was because Andy, I assumed, had issues. All right, and
He's a little
I'm
slow.
Star-Lord has no issues?
I don't know. I thought this was one of
he
the
had
best.
planet juice inside of
I
him.
thought
He had
this
daddy issues.
Avengers: Infinity War trailer was one of the best video game trailers I've ever seen.
You were working on. You were waiting on
Oh,
that. You were waiting on that line.
You do not pull your punches.
So much of this trailer is CG, and it's fine. It's serviceable. It's fine CG. but like so much, like almost all the costumes everybody's wearing is CG.
Yeah.
I bet if Superman was in there, he'd be like, "Oh, he's the best trailer in the whole world."
Why would you? No.
You'd probably say that if he showed up at the end. You'd be like,
If Superman showed up
Probably.
at the end of this trailer, yeah, I think we'd all be like,
Yeah.
Wait, what? We'd all be like, wait,
No,
what's happening right now?
Mainly DJ.
I kind of have to agree with you on this point. I'm not a huge fan of how CG life has gone these days.
Yeah, because I don't know if it.
I don't know if it
needs to.
help, and it doesn't really help me, and especially with all of our villains, I don't love the way Thanos looks.
Same.
And
I do
that's
like
a
his
problem.
new helmet. The new helmet looks cool.
Yeah, yeah.
But I don't ever believe he's there.
Yes, and that to me is an issue, especially when it's one taking on all.
Yeah.
Like that's a whole lot.
All that said, I mean, I do like the moments Thanos gets where you really get the impression that like he does not care one way or another about the Avengers, when he's kind of like, half of humanity will be left, and I hope they remember you. Like he doesn't resent the Avengers because he doesn't really care, and I like that characterization. This
He
is the
shouldn't
most
care. Also,
this one trailer is the most Gamora's ever gotten to do in explaining who Thanos is, and the first time I've ever cared about her as a character, and I'm really interested to see. We get little shots of her baby hand holding Thanos' hand, and I'm interested to find out
what kind of
what
hand that
happened?
is?
She
Yeah.
delivered that line really well
Yeah.
too. Actually,
Zoe's
it
line
wasn't
was
like
great.
bum bum
Yeah,
Thanos.
yeah, exactly.
Thanos.
It was really
Matter of fact.
It was really cool, and I like the idea of maybe coming off the high of Black Panther. I like the idea of kind of like drawing Thanos to Wakanda as kind of like a last stand, because where else? Like after watching Black Panther, like yeah, that probably is the safest place in the galaxy.
Which makes more sense because, like, in the first trailer, we're like, why would Thanos choose to go there? It's like, oh, he has to.
Yeah.
That's the only place they're going to go. And in the synopsis, they talked about that Vision's taken to Wakanda as the one place to protect him since he's got the Mind Stone shoved into his forehead.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed it, but these trailers still haven't really gotten me to, like... Do you remember that Civil War trailer where Spider-Man popped up at the end? We all, like, pissed ourselves at the same time?
Yeah.
Collectively, as a population, that hasn't happened yet, which is a big bummer. But maybe that's not fair because... That was a big reveal.
Do you think, Sam, they were trying to recreate that with how much Spidey they put in this trailer?
I don't know about recreating it, but he's definitely a focus. He's it's clear he's an Avenger now. It's like that's a big sell for this.
I think the moment that they're trying to give that feeling of seeing was at the end of the first trailer where Thor interacts with the Guardians of the Galaxy. I think they're banking on that being the big crowd pleaser, like the Guardians and the Avengers are together, and your mileage varies depending on how in. Like the Guardians of the Galaxy movies aren't my favorite of the MCU movies, so that doesn't hold any charm for me.
Because we just did for our MCU rewatch, we just watched Guardians of the Galaxy, the first one.
Yes.
We just got to that part. I really enjoy it. I enjoy it every single time I watch it. Also, there's a great line in there between Nebula and Gamora where they say, out of all of our siblings, I hated you the least. Mm-hmm. And it was really cool just watching that this week and then seeing the Black Order pop up in this. Yeah. And that specific one, it's either Ebony Maw or Corvus Glaive. I'm going to be honest, they're just random gray aliens.
Yeah.
I couldn't really figure out which one was which. But the one that was torturing Doctor Strange was a great moment because he's just like, shh, I don't really care about you screaming right now. I just need to find out where the time stone is.
Yeah, it's and you do get a shot of the what are they called? The Ebony Maw? Is that one of them? The Black Order. Ebony Maw is one of them.
It's one of them.
Yeah, there you go. You get a shot of them, and they look scary.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
One's big, one's small, one's skinny, there's
a
a
good
girl there.
description.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's like all the dwarves.
That's how you could describe the Guardians of the Galaxy, too. One's big, one's small, one's skinny, one's a lady.
There you go.
One's a lady.
One's
no
an animal.
way. Do you guys think that any part of Marvel right now is trying to capture a new audience?
No.
I think
they could possibly be.
They also have they basically have everybody.
Yeah.
They basically have everybody.
Maybe with something with like Black Panther, but with a movie like this, no. And if I'm being honest, I would be surprised if this makes as much money as Black Panther has.
Wow.
Just because of diminishing return, typically, like if you look at the Star Wars movies, the first Star Wars movie of whatever trilogy it is always does better than the other ones. So there's a diminishing returns there, and also like you're saying, like it requires so much of the audience that I think this will be a fun movie. People will enjoy it. I think it'll be well received. I just don't think it's going to make as much money as Black Panther did. And also, that's also when considering the fact that Black Panther made all of the money.
Because I wonder if there's a single person out there that this is the first Marvel movie they ever go to see.
No. I mean, maybe. There's
probably at least one statistically.
Kids,
there's one.
The guy just came out of a coma. He's like, yeah, I read Spider-Man like 30 years ago. I could probably go see this. It's like, I don't... feel like I'm having a panic attack
Yeah.
watching this. I'm excited for it. This movie's gonna be fun, but also about diminishing returns. Like I understand that part, but also because of the high of Black Panther, and if they are smart and they really try to focus on Black Panther being in this, that would be a very smart move.
Something else that would really excite me is if, because it's the one clear opportunity they have to do this, where the Avengers straight up lose, like where this movie ends with Thanos wiping out half of the universe, and then because the Infinity Gauntlet is basically a get out of jail free card, you can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah.
The next movie is somebody trying to use it to fix that. But like legitimately seeing our heroes die and fail and the bad guy win would be great. However, later this year we get an Ant-Man movie, and I don't know how half the universe wipes out, and then you're just supposed to watch
Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Well, if
him
Wasp
dicking around
is-
with Wasp, like
If Wasp is supposed to show up in this, because she's in all the advertising for it, it probably means Ant-Man and Wasp happens before. Even though they haven't said that, that's what I'm going to guess would be the smartest, safest, most understandable thing for them
I don't
to do.
know if general audiences would understand that.
Yeah, I don't know.
If they said before that.
Well, but also interesting, I don't know, we haven't seen Ant-Man in any of these. We've seen Ant-Man for
Avengers 4?
like pictures, set photos from Avengers 4, but we haven't seen him in any of the advertising for this movie. No. I don't know. The other movie that happens before Avengers 4 is Captain Marvel, and we do know that is set earlier, so that we don't have to worry about that.
I think what's interesting about what you're talking about right now, DJ, them straight up losing, is also, like you briefly said, who we lose.
Yeah.
Who are we going to lose? How are we going to lose them?
I would love to see Thanos, just that shot where Cap is holding Thanos' hand, and Thanos just like presses him into the dirt and squishes him.
That would be so anticlimactic.
What if-
of
But
an
again,
ending
but again, we know whatever happens is going to be reset in Avengers 4. You know what I mean? So I think
It's not that it doesn't matter, though. It does matter.
I think I would like to see some of these characters get anticlimactic deaths. I think that would be more affecting than a big build, like somebody just immediately. I think that would be more shocking to the audience if because that's what happens in battle. People get lame, stupid deaths.
No way.
Like,
Not true.
It wouldn't be a full war movie. It wouldn't be like actual like a Dunkirk for the Avengers.
No, but if
Yeah.
you got one that like, oh shit, he's just gone now. You know what I mean? I think that would be. I think that'd be something this movie could do that no other Avengers movie could have done,
Probably be Loki.
except with Quicksilver.
I'm slightly worried about Doctor Strange in this film.
He's got a sequel coming up. He's not.
Does he? They haven't announced it.
Yeah, probably.
And also, his movie
Kevin,
didn't do that great financially.
And
Kevin
also I didn't
Feige
like it.
loves him.
So,
Yeah.
Kevin Feige loves him.
and I love Kevin Feige.
But if
so it's almost like Kevin Feige loves me, is what you're saying.
In the comics, though, the snap that Gamora mentions, like she's like, "Oh, he could just do that." He did do that, and like all of a sudden, like there's panels in the comics where people just start being erased from existence, and they're just screaming as they disappear. If you got that as an end to this, I think that'd be kind of a fun cliffhanger.
Fun,
So
fun.
fun.
We know what
So
you mean by
fun.
fun.
Marvel likes fun.
Marvel does like fun. The other thing I am hoping they flesh out more is the logic behind Thanos' attack as presented here doesn't make sense. Like, I'm going to wipe out half the universe and then it'll be balanced. It's like, well, no, then it'll just be half as unbalanced.
Well,
like,
you don't know he has a scale, and
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know
what he's weighing this
I feel
on.
I'm a little worried this will be one of those Marvel times where Marvel's like, no, him trying to woo the cosmic entity of death is silly. It's going to be about balance. It's like, well, that doesn't make sense. It's like the whole
I
like
think you'll
Thor's
get-
not magic; it's space magic. It's
You'll
like,
get
that's
more of
the
an
same.
explanation than that. I'm
Yeah,
pretty
it's
sure.
just like they couldn't say the whole plot.
No.
They just have to say scary things like balance,
Mm-hmm.
because no one has a balanced diet in America. How scary is that?
So scary.
Danny Boy, he did ask in the comments who's getting killed. Let's throw out one name from each person.
Starting with you.
With me, I think it would. I don't think it's going to happen. What I would like if Thor he's being held by the head by Thanos, so he
Yeah.
just went up.
Yeah.
It's like oh no, no. I'm thinking maybe one of the Guardians, probably Gamora. Just because she's gonna be looked important,
They
and it
can't
would
kill
mean.
the one girl.
I mean, it's gonna mean more because it's like a daughter. It's like a
What do you
daughter.
mean? We have like 2 other women in the whole movie.
Oh,
That you can
wait.
kill one of them for
No,
sure.
but on Guardians of the Galaxy, you only have the. Well, I guess you have a couple now.
Oh, to
Yeah.
balance it, because
It's
there's too many
fine.
women.
There's
Yeah.
definitely too many.
Oh.
Now we have 3 other women on the Guardians of the Galaxy. We got to kill one
and
of
we
them.
have 2 black people, so one of them's
One of them's gotta
gotta
go.
go.
I would say Hawkeye is definitely a goner. Hawkeye is 1,000% a goner. He hasn't been in any of the. He's been in the press shoots, but he hasn't been in any of the trailers. They haven't said what happens to him in the movie. Like, it's like media blackout on Hawkeye. He's definitely gonna die.
What if
What do you
he
think
is?
about Bucky?
What if Hawkeye
No, Bucky
is,
has to replace Steve Rogers as Cap.
No, what if Hawkeye is standing right where Thanos lands? It's like, Hey, he's gone.
They treat Hawkeye like they treat the Warriors 3 and Thor Ragnarok. Where it's like, oh, never mind. Boom, boom, you're dead.
Thanos landed on the farm. Oh, God. Oh, no. The whole family's gone.
What about you, Roxy?
I think one of our big three is going.
They have to.
Yeah.
Again, I'd like to see... Again, if you want to say this movie is like going big or go home, especially because you can change the rules with the Infinity Stones, I say you take out all three of the big three.
Maybe. But, I mean, we already talked about taking out Thor. We talked about taking out Cap. What if we take out Iron Man?
Mm-hmm.
Because, like, think about how weak he could probably be. Like, if we strip him of everything and just, like, take him out like a person, like, it just would be so sad.
Oh, you know who's small potatoes enough, but big potatoes enough for it to be kind of meaningful and like a little bit... Again, the whole team obliterated immediately. Hulk. If Hulk went down, you're like, oh, no! Thanos is an actual threat, but also we don't really
But would he go down as Hulk?
Yes.
Yes.
Because that would mean the most... They just picks him up, tosses him right into the sun.
What if we painted him a different color?
Hulk?
I don't know.
Painted him?
Yeah.
I mean, it could work. What color would you want to paint the Hulk? Let us know in the comments
down below.
Put a mural on his tummy.
Yeah, let us know what...
Give him a little Zerber.
Let us know who you think is going to die in Avengers Infinity War in the comments down below, or your thoughts on the trailer. And we're going to keep talking about the rest of our shows. And if you're watching this on YouTube and just seeing this segment, you're like, oh, whoa, I want to know what they think about The Flash and Black Lightning and all that. You can, every week we talk about it on patreon.com/onlystupidanswers.
There's a button up here, somewhere on this way.
Yeah, on our show called Super TV Showdown, and you can join us for that every week if you subscribe and join us at Patreon.
Look, it looks like my arm is not my arm because it's out of frame. It looks like somebody else's arm.
This is what you're missing out on.
Sam, Bam, Damn, Cam, Ram, Pam, like that spray, ma'am.
So real quick though, for those of you that are watching on Super TV Showdown, the other bit of news is that Ava DuVernay is directing New Gods.
Maybe.
Yeah, that's happening.
Maybe.
It's a happening situation,
maybe.
possibly.
Like
I could give my feelings on that and Wrinkle in Time and stuff. However, I 1000% don't think this movie's ever going to happen.
Ask me if I want to direct Black Panther.
Do you want to direct Black Panther?
No, ask me if I want to direct New Gods.
Do you want to direct New Gods?
Yeah, sure, why not?
Yeah.
What? What just happened?
I don't think... It shocks me that Warner's hasn't learned... Like, when you find out that... They were after Iron Man 2, they were actively working on a War Machine movie, and then they decided to not do it. And you're like, oh wait, I never heard about that. I'm shocked that Warner Brothers hasn't learned to not announce these things.
Announcing things.
Here's what we have.
Especially when this movie's not going to happen.
Wait, what?
Gotham City Sirens, Batgirl, Nightwing, The Joker,
Justice League Dark.
Yes. There's a couple more.
The Flash is still yet to happen.
Suicide Squad 2, Green Lantern,
a theoretical
Flashpoint.
Deadshot spinoff they were talking about doing.
Oh yeah, that was another one.
Deathstroke movie.
That at some point. So when you're like, all right, let's throw everything at the wall and we're gonna see what kind of sticks. It is not a good plan. This has nothing to do with Ava DuVernay right now. It has nothing to do with her. Why we're announcing another movie like this is mind blowing.
Also, you know what if you talk about throwing stuff against the wall and telling you what sticks, you know what I can almost guarantee will not stick with general audiences?
Hot chocolate.
The New Gods.
The New Gods.
I love them. I think they're great characters, but they are so weird. And they don't lend themselves as easily to like the escape hatch of like sarcasm and pop music that the Guardians of the Galaxy had.
And also, what universe are they part of?
Yeah. Because it's serious. Like, I don't know. Like, it's a big question. Basically, for people who don't know, New Gods are like an evolution of mythology from like Greek mythology, kind of moving forward a little bit. I'm dumbing it down a lot. In DC Comics, there's like a devil stand-in, there's a god stand-in, and they have separate planets where they have different societies, and we get characters from both worlds. That's where you get Darkseid. That's where you get Mr. Miracle is really popular in DC Comics right now. Orion. And you'd have to tell. It would be a big epic. It'd be a big Shakespearean epic.
You'd have to go full Lord of the Rings with it. I think to make it work, you'd have to go full cosmic Lord of the Rings.
I just don't think we're ready for this right now.
I mean, again, if you...
We'll never be ready for this.
The problem is, I mean, hopefully Ava has a really strong concept behind it. Like, really is likes that, and isn't just like a gun for hire on this, because I feel
like she must have pitched them.
Something like this, you just have to... Well, but they were also talking about George Miller for this, and I just, again, if you're not going to go like full... money-wise and concept-wise and just big budget tentpole movie making, Lord of the Rings with it, I don't think it's gonna...
Oh, the stick. Batman, Man of Steel 2. So I'm just naming more movies that we've talked about.
Nightwing.
Yeah, I did that
sorry,
one back up.
And if I'm being honest, after seeing Wrinkle in Time, I don't know if this is the DC movie I'd hire Ava DuVernay for. I think the parts that stuck with me on Wrinkle in Time were the more grounded human moments. I would think something that has those, like The Flash or a Batman movie or
Batgirl.
She'd be
its director.
She'd murder a Batgirl movie.
Yeah,
I think.
And in a good way.
It's such a big.
Cool.
Even if you grounded the New Gods, that's not the point of who they are. They are gods. You want to hear like a god, like an epic Greek mythology type story. Not Wonder Woman, not a god walking around with men. It's gods versus gods.
And again, like the most grounded element you could do is the Newsboy Legion, and it's such a dated concept that I don't know what grounding element you'd have.
Weren't we talking about a Swamp Thing movie at some point?
That's sort of, but also with Dark Universe.
Wait. What if you told the story from Final Crisis where they take over where gods come down to Earth, they take human bodies.
That would be legitimate.
And it becomes more like a gang-style war between like two opposing forces.
What year are you talking?
Or
I don't know. I have no idea.
That story is also kind of explored in Seven Soldiers of Victory. You actually, if they did something like that, Roxy. So in Final Crisis, basically the New Genesis, the reality of New Genesis Apocalypse basically collapses, and the New Gods reincarnate as people. So Darkseid runs the Darkseid Club.
Yeah.
And Mr. Miracle is just a stage magician, and so it's them kind of discovering their godhood. That'd actually be really fucking cool, and I think maybe Ava DuVernay could do a really great version of that movie.
It's weird. It was kind of like the pitch we had for Thor, a better way to do Thor, where you don't know if Thor is actually talking, if he's like lying out of his ass, or if he's actually like an Asgardian.
And don't get me wrong, I want this movie to work because Orion is one of my favorite DC characters.
Mr. Miracle right now is really popular.
Yeah, he's great.
And it's a great pitch. Like,
and I think Granny Goodness is an incredible antagonist.
Big Barda, you could have a lot of strong female characters in that. There's a lot of good you could do. But boy, is it weird as fuck. It's super fucking weird. It's the weirdest of the weird.
We have not earned it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I think you need to nail your Flash movie and your Green Lantern movie before you start talking to New God.
Just get people interested.
Let's see how Aquaman and Shazam go first. I'm not even on Flash and Green Lantern.
The ones that we're actually shooting. Let's see how those go. That's I think a solid perspective.
Wonder Woman 2?
Oh yeah, that
even
one
that.
That's gonna be fine.
It'll be fun.
That's gonna be fun.
Kristen Wiig, though. Anyways, that's our opinions. Let us know what you think of New Gods. We gotta talk about some TV shows, boys and girls. So let's kick it off with the first DC TV show of the week. Legends.
What?
Tomorrow.
Do you guys have Three's Company come and knock on my door, stuck in your head?
Knock on your door.
Was one of you singing that?
No.
Uh-huh.
Well, now it's gonna be stuck in.
Me neither. It wasn't stuck in my head either. They'll be waiting for you.
They'll be waiting for you.
Which one are we talking about first?
Legends.
Guys, I feel like I'm melting on the inside.
He's sick.
Like a popsicle on the 4th of July.
Yeah, I liked this episode.
Hey, me too. A lot of shit happened.
What happened in this episode?
Elvis.
Oh yeah, I love this episode.
This was actually the last one I watched.
This episode was great.
Yeah. Elvis versus the Dead.
Oh, it's so funny because now I watch Legends as one of the first episodes. By the time I get to the end of the weekend, I've watched 9 superhero shows. I'm like, what the F happened on Legends? Elvis was so cool. That was great that they did that. Obviously, if I had my druthers, I don't know if that's the right word, I would have preferred to hear a lot of Elvis songs. I wanted them to get the right to all of the Elvis songs.
Those were definitely Elvis tracks they were playing, right? Like, that was not that guy doing a really good Elvis impression.
Those were tracks. No, that was not him.
I was going to say.
And there's probably a version of Amazing Grace somewhere that Elvis
Yeah, I was thinking about that, maybe.
Yeah.
I just, wanted the biggest Elvis songs all throughout the episode.
I was shocked that the show could afford any.
For real. There was a really great, growing episode for Zari and Wally playing together. I liked seeing Wally a lot with Zari and them playing off of each other.
Are they flirting now?
Maybe.
You know I like to check in on our ships.
I don't know, but I don't know if Wally...
I feel like she's too old she's too much older than him for me to ship them. I was thinking like a brother-sister dynamic.
Are they not the same age?
I was feeling like a brother-sister dynamic, especially since she lost a brother.
Is he younger than she is?
I feel like it.
I have no idea.
To me, every single person on the CW is either in their 20s or their 40s. There's no.
And then one random old person. You can't have too many because then young people.
Yeah. And then one person 60. But to me, they're in their 20s. when I look at them.
I get that.
So I think that they could hook up. Also, just a quick side note, shout out to Berlanti's movie, Love, Simon. It's absolutely amazing.
Really?
And the guy who plays Wally West, whose name I still can't figure out how to pronounce. Keenan something.
Keenan Lonsdale.
Keenan.
Keenan, like Keenan.
It's got that Y in it, though.
Yeah, Keenan.
Shoot. Like, he was so good in it.
That's awesome. I really want to, because sometimes on Flash I've always kind of been underwhelmed by him, but in Legends this week he was really good, and I would want to see that movie just to see him like really shine.
It's an adorable film, like just the best.
I was trying to see their ages.
What are their ages?
I couldn't find it.
I'll look into it.
Okay.
So if they don't suck face, I'm okay with that too. I'm just happy that he's doing something. What, sucking face?
I did like...
I don't know why the visual caught me off guard.
Doesn't it make you never want to make out with anybody ever again to think about it as sucking face?
Just gotta get all the spit out of their mouth into your mouth. That's how kissing works.
Oh, wow. Oh, see, I learned growing up that how kissing works is that you just have to repeat writing your name in the other person's mouth.
Yeah, I also heard you get pregnant when you pee on the girl's stomach. That's how you get pregnant.
What?
Yeah.
Is that a real one?
That's what I heard.
Mine was real. Is that real?
Oh, no. I mean, these are just things we heard as kids when it came to...
How about this? Get back on track. Vanny at Vanny J, how did you like LOT's attempt to make Wally Speed seem less useful by making it, quote, annoying? I guess they got to keep Super Speed from fixing all of their current problems somehow.
I mean, if that's the reason, I'm fine with it. At least it adds some comedic moments, and hopefully they're smart with it.
It was funny because on Flash this week, we got the Speed is annoying moment with Barry and Iris. And he was like, oh, that is annoying. So it's like, I kind of feel like it would be annoying. Like, you know all those people who just like do trivia, they trivia you all the time?
Yes.
Like, it'd be like, do you know who sings the song? It's like, why don't you just fucking say who sings the song?
Yeah.
Sorry, that just is one of my biggest pet peeves. I feel like if somebody was constantly like, oh, got it, did it, do it, I'd just be like, it's like, ugh.
But no, do you know who directed this episode? Okay, I don't know.
I get what you did there, though.
I was just going off the thing. Yeah, but I also like the
that was good improv.
Thanks. The hand waving explanation of like, also, sometimes you just need to take the time and figure out what they need. Sure. Okay, fine. I mean, like, literally, if he'd just taken the record from him, I think the episode would have played out exactly the same. The ghost would have shown up, and Elvis would have had to sing them to sleep.
Yeah.
I do like the idea of the Death Stone.
It's a good... you need all the pieces. I thought it was going to be an ice stone. I thought that was going to be really dumb, and so I'm glad because there's a little trailer about it because they already have a water totem. So why would there be an ice one?
Yeah,
dead one's really cool.
Guys! More importantly, Zari has the same birthday as my sister.
That is happy birthday to both of them.
July 24th, but she was born 1984.
There you go.
So she's not a 20s girl. She's a 30s, but I think she's playing 20s. Let's find him.
There you go. Keenan Lonsdale's like either younger than me or a year older than me. It's something like that.
Yeah, and I think since she's missing her brother, that's probably
the connection.
The connection there. But also, we got a good episode with Mari and Steel Boy.
It was sweet. I like that. There's like they are using those characters in a really cool way instead of just saying, "Hey, what if they fucked?" And it's like, no, it's what if they actually like loved each other and they're exploring different aspects of their relationship. Like they could have done this on Flash, but they never did. So Legends is just gonna win everything and do it on their show. So it's actually a compelling relationship. Yeah. And the idea of the first song is really sweet. It's a sweet thing, and I
did think that was sweet too. Yeah.
I like Steele's passion for Elvis. There was an article I saw online. It was just like, hey, I enjoyed this episode, but there's some things they kind of entirely glossed over for Memphis of that time period in the 50s.
When Shocking. Legends of Tomorrow glossed over something in history.
Hey, but like when
there were no race issues at all.
That's the thing. Yeah. Even in the Confederate story, like that was something they really touched on. That was not something they kind of glossed over and made everything hunky-dory. But just saying,
he's 26, born in 91, so there's a little
He's
bit.
older than me. He's got baby face.
7-year gap there.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so probably sibling thing.
I don't know. 7 years is not that long.
Do you want to see him suck face?
I keep coming back to this, so obviously something's going on in my body.
Quentin and Thea could still be a thing.
You never know.
Quentin, Thea, Roy. Quentin, Thea, Roy, all together.
Quentin, Thea, Roy. Give it to me now.
I kind of like that I don't feel like, they're doing a lot of their Steel romance storylines with Steel Vixen, and I'm kind of fine with that being it. We're also getting it with Sarah making out with herself over at the Time Bureau.
Do you guys want Hawk Girl to come back at all?
Nope.
Do you?
Okay, no, whatever.
It's okay if you do. We all different.
If they had a really
feelings.
cool story to tell with them that was like cool.
Ooh, this is what it is. She comes back, and it's the episode where they all turn to animals. So she turns into a hawk.
And then she tells Ray she loves him still.
And Mick turns into the rat. Because the little rat ghost was
That
really
rat
cute.
story was stupid.
It was adorable. What the fuck are you talking about?
It was so dumb.
It was so cute.
The only good joke that came out of it was the end card where they said R.I.P. Axel, and then they showed the slow motion thing of him running through the vent.
That was, but I still didn't think about that, honestly, and it made me sad. Do you think there was no truth to that?
Truth of what?
Do you think that they killed the mouse on set or something?
There's no mouse. It was a CGI mouse.
No, sometimes there's a real one.
It looked real.
Sometimes there's a real one.
Yeah, that was probably 5 different mice.
Yeah, maybe one of them died.
Who cares?
I guess I do.
Well, what would we rate this episode?
Hey, hold on.
He ain't ready for dad.
I want more dancing. I want more of that.
I'll dance with you.
You really?
Yeah.
We'll make this set a little bit bigger, and we'll be able to dance next time.
On the table.
There we
with
go.
some liquor.
Yay! Is that what they say in the clubs? With some liquor.
Hey, can you bring me some liquor?
I love that. Then you get the brum. No, the episode was really fun, and no matter what, this show always is exciting for me to watch. I did want to bring up, what do we think is happening inside? Remember, they made a lockbox. Look at this magical thing. They're going to hide all the totems inside of it. Hooray. What do you think is happening at the end? There's a tease of it shaking and
all the
oozing.
totems are fucking each other.
Yeah.
Oh,
No.
go on.
In the booty.
Oh.
Go on.
That's on the soundboard?
I
didn't put it on this. Did you put it on the soundboard?
That must have been a DJ.
Hey,
a DJ edition.
He was bored. He put a couple on there for fun. I'd give it a 9.5. I really enjoyed this episode.
Ow.
Yeah, you really did. I'd give it an 8.
The rat made
I
it.
give it an 8.5.
The rat made a 9.5.
And this was an interesting question from T Walker 500 on Reddit that has all these arrows and stuff. Question: did Elvis get his first guitar from a pawn shop? Also, did Elvis ever talk about his dead brother's spirit being with him while he played music? I don't know how historically accurate any of this was.
I think we'll check really quick. But if that is true about his dead twin, I don't know if the estate of Elvis would have been really happy about them taking the story of a baby that wasn't born and like making a whole time travel story out of it.
I mean, do you think they could have possibly made that up for this show? Though I feel like that would.
No,
be worse.
he had a twin. That's the thing. Not a twin. He had a brother that he lost.
Yeah. I think that they didn't call it his twin. He just was picturing himself.
Yes, because they weren't going to hire another actor.
But what about
did he get
it as a pawn?
What?
Did he get it as a pawn shop though?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
You were so confident in your previous response.
I'm sorry. So, are we ready to go on to Flash?
Oh yeah, I thought you were looking up where the guitar song. No. I'm going to look it up real quick. Yes, let's talk about Flash. There's going to be an awesome color coming in 3, 2, and 1. There it is. Ooh, it's red and it's beautiful. All right, guys, this episode, Run, Iris, Run. Why does she get cooler lightning than Barry?
Ha, ha, ha. How many times can we say Run, Barry, Run? Now we're going to do Run, Iris, Run. It makes all the sense.
Candace Patton was really good in this episode.
She actually really, really was.
I
love watching her be giddy.
Yeah, I think I appreciate these shows' dedication to telling complete stories in an episode, but I think Iris could have kept the speed for at least another episode.
Yeah.
It really felt like she got it. They did one thing, and then it's the back now.
Also, she could have fought a little bit, maybe held on to it, because she was doing a pretty good job.
I just think she's so in love with him, and she was just trying to show, like, fine, it's yours. You can have it. It's part of your identity. It's not part of mine.
I'm meant to be a blogger. Yeah. That's what I'm meant to do.
I'm going to get out in the field.
I'm the street
Hey, has
reporter.
Dibney lost, like, so much weight? Did I ask you guys that last week?
Yeah, you said he was looking more cut a couple episodes ago.
Because then in this episode, he looked, like, scary skinny.
His face is very...
His face. Like, I wonder if they're doing that CGing him?
I don't know.
Nah, I don't know. He
I don't want to. I'm not trying to comment on somebody's like personal life. I'm noticing every week he looks significantly thinner, and he was thin to start.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how often we can play this. Like Dibney doesn't feel like he should go outside, or Dibney's too scared to do this, or Dibney. It's like at some point you feel like Dibney would have learned to be comfortable with his situation. Maybe.
Hey, you saw him. He fell in love in a couple hours, and then she died right in front of him. Absolutely tragic. It was Fiddler, the Diddler.
Yep.
Remember the Diddler?
The Diddler.
You just don't understand that kind of heartbreak. That her brain got sucked out of a tentacle. With the tentacle.
Guy switching power was interesting, and his goal of trying to help people was interesting.
Yeah, I liked that. I thought that was really cool. How quick did you guys catch on to what was happening?
Oh, what he did? It made total sense immediately because he got it. There's a little effect when he touched the other person, so it made sense. And also the premise of the episode, you figured that's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah, and also I had known that this guy from Glee was cast forever, so when we saw him on the floor at the other place, I was like, oh, he's coming back.
Wait, this guy on the screen right now is from Glee?
Yes.
He was interesting.
Wow, he sucked. Sorry, I'll be honest. He was like, "Ooh, coppers, you're gonna give me the money," and he just.
I'll be honest. He was excellent on Glee. I was shocked. I was shocked with this.
Yeah.
He was a really mean bully on Glee who ended up coming out of the closet.
Oh yeah, from the first couple seasons. Yeah,
exactly.
Sam got so excited.
I know. I recognized him. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, and he was really good on the show. And then this episode happened, and I was like, huh.
I haven't put this asset up yet, and I just wanted to because I liked Iris's simple costume.
Isn't it nice?
Yeah.
It's really easy.
She uses it once. She creates a tidal wave with her feet.
You know what?
Yeah, that was cool that she just something he hadn't.
I like when she changed in the room and then threw the clothes back and he's like, I got hangers.
Yeah. I also something that stood out to me is when she switches clothes with Caitlin, I'm like, I don't know if that's okay. I don't know if I would be like if Sam was like
took clothes off your body.
Yeah, if Sam was like, I'm a speedster now and he just switched clothes with me, I'm like, I don't
that's
feel
like sexual assault.
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
That was the best. That was the bride of honor or whatever at the wedding. Remember, Caitlin? That's the one.
Because they're best. We decided they're best friends.
You don't understand.
Swanman85 in Reddit says, "I'm confused. Why didn't Caitlin go to help put out the fire? Wasn't she told by Iris to do that? And they all thought it was fine for Iris to go alone after she just got these powers like a few hours ago. At that point." I know show's gotta show you, but come on, that's just dumb.
I love that Cisco was like, wait, Barry, come on, make a call. And literally a second later, he went and breached Iris out of there.
Yes.
He should have just gone and gotten her.
Yes.
Yeah, there was no reason to send her by herself either.
None.
Yeah.
You do not have anything to prove right now.
James Stark at James Stark Plays. If that guy that trades powers gave Harry the Speed Force, would that make him even smarter with the ability to think fast? And I think that is something that they said, that the Speed Force makes you think faster. However, I would defy anybody to buy that having watched this show. That Barry thinks faster than normal people.
No, he definitely does not. He maybe even slows him down just a little bit.
You know what I'm starting to think about with that, though? What I'm confused is when Barry now does this thing where he's moving so fast and we elongate the time period.
Elongated man, nice.
How is he communicating still with the people in his ears? They can speak as fast?
Yes.
When he pulls them into his speed?
But he's not pulling them into his speed when they're coming in through his ears.
What?
No, their body is now moving fast enough to move.
So you're talking
about
you're talking about
when he's
doing normal speedster shit and on the comms, like how is he hearing?
Yeah.
Good question. Maybe it's in his speed force field as he's running.
I guess. But he wouldn't be able to communicate to them at this
Well, there's different layers to his speed.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it totally
that
makes
answers
sense.
it for sure.
Yeah, there's different layers to his speed.
This week that got in my head, and all of a sudden I was like, you guys can't be... All right.
I don't think there's actually any good leaders on Team Flash. Iris is probably the best now. They kind of established it a lot in this, but Barry's super dumb when it's when he's under the gun.
Bad.
Like, he's super stupid. He's like, yeah, just vibrate through the floor. Okay, Cisco, go get her. Literally do anything right now.
What happened with Pied Piper?
He's doing musicals now, so he's not really coming back. Yeah. He was supposed to come back in season 3, didn't come back.
Remember Flashpoint? We made him good, and then we lost him.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Music Meister's being a scary serial murderer on American Crime Story.
He'll come back one time.
Cool. So I would rate this episode.
That's also my Glee alum, Darren Chris.
I give this episode like a 7.
Yeah, there was some. It was a cool idea that they didn't really get to play around with a lot, and boy, does that random one-off villain was real bad, real bad. Hopefully, this new meta that they're working with that's staying in the building with them doesn't die immediately in the next episode.
Yeah.
Maybe he stays around for just a little bit, and hopefully actually has stuff to say and do and everything like that. But this is it for him. He's gonna die probably next, right?
Yes. Yeah, he has to. His power's too useful.
You know what? They should pull a Fantastic Four 2. And he's going to use his powers to suck all the powers out of Thinker, put it in Barry.
Stinker.
And the elastic powers too, so you get super speed with elasticity.
What was your rating, man?
Yeah, 7 or lower. I'll go with 7 too.
I'm gonna do 7.5. I liked it a little more than you guys.
Oh,
there you go.
Because Iris looked like she was at least having fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I like that. She did like a little jig at one point. She was like, "Woo!" I was like, "Yeah, Iris, you can smile."
And Purple Lightning's really cool.
Yeah, that was really
Agreed.
cool.
All right, I'm down to keep it going, keep this train moving to Black Lightning.
Speaking of lightning, would have been a better transition.
Speaking of, what did I say? Trains.
Keep this train moving.
And then, speaking of trains, let me go ahead and talk about another training.
This show's real good.
Black Lightning Training Thunder.
Thunder.
Cress Williams in teacher mode is the best. I love this idea, just emphasizing Jefferson Pierce in Black Lightning as a teacher, as he teaches Thunder. Their dynamic is great as he kind of explores the powers with her and like how they work and like questioning her like, are you immune to this? Do you know anything about this? Although he has to know the answer. Of course she doesn't know. He doesn't. If she knew, he'd know. You know what I mean? But anyway, I liked all that, and I'm on board with the breathing effect to know when she's activated her powers, because it was really cool when she saved him.
Yeah.
Also, I did like last episode that Gamby said he was going to make a suit that could help with the bulletproofness of it, so that way she doesn't have to keep going right before something happens. But it is a cool element.
Gamby is Sam's favorite character.
Oh, I texted DJ and I said he's the straight up devil. And I'll get to that in a little bit. I have a little like weird vomit I need to get out.
So, though?
Oh, he's the devil.
Can you do it now?
No, I'll get in just a second. But I did want to bring up a lot of other elements. Like I did like the teaching elements that DJ brought up, like when they're testing out the different strengths when she's trying to take down the wall. Like try 2 fingers.
That was great.
Yeah, 2 fingers, and then what was it? Full fist, 2 fists, her whole body. Like it was not good. And also, speaking of testing powers and whatnot, we might be getting a third superhero.
Lightning.
Yes.
I liked watching this happen. The thing with her phone was kind of funny. Like, it's such a weird little thing.
Yeah.
You're holding your phone. Like after the ladder situation.
Wouldn't try it again on my phone later. I would try it again on something that was less expensive.
Yeah. I concur.
That would have been my go-to, but whatever.
It was very cool, and I like the red look to the lightning as well.
Yeah,
the lightning effects are already really cool on the show, so I'm excited to get more of that. Also,
I liked her new hair.
Yes, and I want to see them all train together. The father-daughter training sessions. Isn't that great?
Yeah. How do we think this all comes out?
For whom's?
For Lightning.
She's probably gonna be a good guy.
My understanding, I think I saw a trailer for the next episode where it seems like everything kind of comes to a head real quick, which is it's interesting how quickly this show moves in some areas and not in others. You know what I mean? It's the pacing is in case it sounds like I'm saying that's bad, it's not. I'm not saying it's bad. It's just interesting the way they pace everything in this show.
Oh, really quick. Where did the body end up with the gun? Because that guy came to look, and then Thunder saved him.
Blown up.
Okay, so it's...
No, it didn't save him. It saved her dad.
Saved her dad.
Yeah, that guy got super blown up.
Bummer.
Which, by the way, wouldn't you take the gun apart before you buried it? Like it's
barely buried.
No, they did it on purpose. They're trying to... I don't know.
It's confusing. It was confusing why it was buried so poorly.
And why he didn't know he was being set up.
And what the fuck's happening to Lala?
Lala's not doing okay.
My favorite is like, why would I kill him? He's driving. And then he's just saying it out loud. Imagine being in that car, you're like...
He's losing it.
I'm gonna stop at Burger King really quick. And he don't get back in the car.
No.
And making out with the woman you killed in the shower, and she gets sucked back into your chest. What in the hell?
Creepy.
This show's pretty grounded for a little bit, huh?
Lala's dealing something else. Do you think he is the tattooed man? What is it? The illustrated man? What's his name?
Tattooed man.
Tattooed
man. It wouldn't be a bad idea. I think it'd be
Here's my favorite part about that. The actor who plays Lala is real good.
Yeah.
And so I like seeing him, like, it's on these shows we see a lot of quote unquote unhinged performances. This is a very special, like, oh no, Lala's not doing okay. Yeah. Lala's struggling.
What's up with green light? I'm confused right now on what it does.
I think green light is the side effect. I think it sounds to me like green light is the next phase of whatever the hell Gamby was initially involved in. So it sounds like back 30 years ago, they were trying to make the people in Freeland docile, and it ended up accidentally giving people powers. So now they've transitioned into selling the drug as something that gives you powers, but then ends up killing people.
But not all the people?
I think it's killed everybody that's taken Greenlight so far, hasn't it?
Yeah, basically. Then this comes to the point of the episode where if Gambi wasn't involved with this, it's like, oh, this is a really solid plot device to really like get the audience angry and really like identify who the villain is in this. But because Gambi signed on knowing that the original experiment was to make this population docile, which is like a conspiracy theory, and that's a regular conspiracy theory that a lot of people have, that he signed on for that, but then all of a sudden when he saw what it did to kids is when he chose not to be a part of it anymore.
Hold on. Like, I don't disagree with you. However...
But one second, hold on.
Okay,
I gotta get my spiel out.
Get it out there.
So he was on board for that. And he just tried to gloss over that really quick to get to the good stuff he did, which ended up being more worse things. Not only that, he's responsible for the death of Mr. Black Lightning Sr., whatever. And he is probably responsible for every dead kid that is out there right now. How it ties back to Tobias Whale, besides that Tobias Whale killed Jefferson's father, I'm not really sure. But because of him choosing to be a part of that original experiment and not saying anything about it, not even at the Jefferson's father death, even though that's a bad thing, and he's kind of non-forgivable. He's not forgivable for me. I can't. Unforgivable. That's the word.
That's interesting. I'm not going to say you're wrong.
And, but I get what I know what you're going to say.
Well, no, the way you're emphasizing stuff is like, well, you signed on. Well, no, that he was told to go do something. He worked for a company, and he worked for the government, and they're like, this is something we're going to do. You're our agent. You're going to go do it for us. And then he changed his mind, and like saying he's responsible for like Greenlight people dying would be like saying, Cisco's responsible for everybody that's died from a metahuman because he worked on the particle accelerator.
It's like really though, because they weren't. No, it's not because Cisco didn't go out to make metahumans. He went out to do an experiment. Gambi went there to experiment secretly on a population meant to make them more docile and not actual human beings anymore.
He realized what he was doing was wrong, and he tried to make it...
manslaughter versus first degree.
It's like...
No, it's not. That is not the same thing. That is not the same thing in any way.
And so he's decided to redeem himself. I'm not saying what he did was wrong. I'm just saying we watch a lot of these shows where, we have characters that on a whim change the entire timeline and fuck up a bunch of people's lives. Or one of these shows where the guy is a serial murderer.
But the difference is that this show does such a good job in making this real. It makes these characters mean more than any characters in Flash and Arrow. You guys got to be honest. Like, even Legends characters who are entertaining to watch, I care more about this family because they actually work and they are well written. And as soon as and it's so grounded, even though there's supernatural elements, this still feels like a place that you could go to. And in Central City and Star City, it's not a place. It's not real. It's fantasy. But because of this element added in there, it's too real. It's almost too real. And because of that, it makes what he did unforgivable. And I'm sure they'll figure out a way to move around it. Either he sacrifices himself or the characters choose to get past it. But this is a risky thing to make their character choose to be a part of.
This is a you problem.
No.
The fact that you think it's unforgivable. I think you need to open your heart.
No. No, that's a no-no. Maybe, but he chose to experiment on a population.
Let's talk in a year.
I think this is a really risky thing.
But also every week until then, but also in a year.
So, Roxy, you think there's a way that you could forgive Gambi?
I feel like there's more to the story. I clearly still don't get what is going on.
Yeah.
And don't know what's truth and what's not.
I do feel like they're setting Gambi up for a straight up self-sacrifice move. Like, he gets himself blown up to save the Pierces. Although,
and then you'll feel really bad, Sam.
Although I won't. I will be happy that I'm glad he understands that what he did was wrong and that he's trying to be better. But holy shit, that's a heavy thing for him to choose to.
He's also not directly responsible for Jefferson's dad's death. If anything, he tried to prevent that and prevent the death of Jefferson.
He sounds just like a moron across the board, kind of, and now he's getting smarter.
Yeah.
This made me actually upset, and I think that's good writing. I think this show is a very good show, and I'm excited to see what they choose to do with Gambi now.
Yes, I think you're right about that.
Yeah, and it's not making me not want to watch the show. I just think, wow, this is risky to do if you wanted him to be redeemable. This is a lot harder to come back from besides timeline things or being a main character and you're a serial killer and now you're not. You have darkness, whatever that means, that you need to overcome. This is a serious thing that you did knowingly. So whatever. That's I clearly am more emotional about this than other people, and it's just a TV show, so I'll calm down. But I think risky thing to do in this kind of TV show.
Pick it.
I don't want to do that. I don't have the stamina for that. I'm gonna go home and tweet about it. But what do you guys have? Do you have any more thoughts? You want to rate it?
I really like this episode. I liked all the little details, like when they see the body and they realize that it doesn't have the wound pattern that somebody that was fried by lightning would. Just all that little stuff. Yeah, I just think it's a really smart show. I'm really grateful for this show. I give this episode a 9.
8.5.
Okay.
8.75.
Oh, you're such a bastard.
I know.
Come and knock on my door.
Come on, knock on the thing.
Cool. So now we're gonna jump to our other shows.
The Three's Company. Did you have a graphics for that one? Did you want to? I've been recently watching it and catching up. Yeah.
Oh, you're all caught up.
Oh yeah.
Good. Well, you're able
next week's episode. The connective universe of Three's Company. You want to talk about that one?
Yeah.
Yeah. This is the 100th episode of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
How was it? I already know the answer. I just was asking.
Okay. It was super solid. And it was, they actually, I was teasing it with you. I was giving you an idea of what the episode brought up, a really cool idea that none of the show actually happened, which shows have done before.
Yes.
That this isn't real. But the reasoning behind it ties back into the MCU in a really cool way. And while it would have sucked just because you've invested so much time for this all to be fake, it was a cool idea to bring up.
And it's something they still left on the table by the end of the episode because they're like, oh, gee, wasn't it convenient that Deathlock showed up right then?
Can I ask you guys a question?
Yes.
I was talking to a group of friends who watched the show the other day, and they told me it is by far and away the worst season that there's ever been.
Are you kidding?
Which I was like, that's so funny because I do this show on Fridays with these two guys who say it's the best season.
Season 1 was so bad for the most part.
It
was so
bad.
boring.
It's bad.
So why
you couldn't even get through it?
Why? But there were 4 of them, and all 4 were like, by far and away, this is the worst season that's ever been. Are you guys the norm, or are they the norm? What are you guys finding when you're talking to people?
Well, that's tough because it's such the main audience for the show loves everything about it, so it's hard to tell. I really like this. I think the best season's been 4 because it's so solid all the way through.
Is it too dark for your friends? Because I would say it's close to being the darkest
season. Why
did
we go somewhere? Why did we do that? That makes no sense. None of this mattered. This is so stupid.
Huh. That's not my takeaway. Huh. I've been enjoying this season.
Wait, they said it's stupid?
Yeah, stupid.
Well, they're stupid.
Honestly, I have some stupid friends.
No, I liked this episode because there was one significant leap of logic. There was a bomb planted in the place. It blows up the 3 what are those called, Sam? Monoliths?
Monoliths, yeah.
And Fitz was like, well, clearly it's opened up to a fear dimension. Wait, how did we come to that?
He's like, bear with me.
Yeah. Our fears are and it's like, what, based on what's happened so far in this episode, led you to that conclusion?
It's been 100th episode. We got to bring back the fan favorite characters.
Yeah,
so they got all of our fears.
Except Ward didn't come back. I was a little bummed that we didn't get any Ward, although we did get Hive. Which still is cool CG.
That's what Reddit was saying about Ward, that they wish that Ward had been there.
Yeah. And Lash was there. And
briefly. We got just as much Lash as I wanted.
And you got the weird nuns walking around. There's like fun teases to other things. Yeah. And you got an LMD. You got...
I also really liked Deeks, like when they're like, why is there a beautiful forest here? It's like, Deeks, like, forests are terrifying. Are you kidding me? Like, bugs can... Deke is becoming one of my favorite characters on the show.
And the reveal for him was pretty great. Yes. But for Roxy, just because I was opening it up with like, what if the show wasn't real? Basically, your fears come to life when you get near this rift. So a character from season 1, the guy from the first episode, remember the guy who got like juiced up and they had to like ice him and knock him out?
Yeah.
He's also from Angel.
Yeah, he ends up becoming another character from Marvel Comics called Deathlock. A fear version of him is down there talking to Coulson. He's basically saying, none of this is real. You're actually on the operating table right after Loki stabbed you, and you're imagining the life that you never lived because you chose to be a pencil pusher agent. Like, you lived adventures, but you never had a daughter. And then it shows, like, Daisy. It's like you never taught people. It shows, like,
that's Daisy's dad?
No. A father figure.
Oh.
Yeah, basically he gets to live out the life he always wanted.
Oh, my God, because I still don't know who her parents are.
Yeah,
you find out in season 2.
If you want to tease of who plays her dad, it's Kyle MacLachlan.
Climb McLaughlin.
Sorry. McLaughlin.
Wait, I want to get you guys' thoughts on this Reddit comment when you're done saying what you're saying.
Also, and then Deathlock shows up later, and it's the coolest he's ever been on that show, and it makes you wonder, like, why wasn't he just a regular on the show?
Remember he showed up a couple seasons ago, and he had, like, this weird, like, patchy thing that he was wearing, and it was like, now you fixed his costume. Way cooler. What's the
Also, Kevin Tintron directed this episode.
From the Super Gerbil.
Yeah.
Gerbil. The whole season was really underwhelming for me, specifically this episode. Most of the episode was just people talking and bitching about Coulson dying, which he obviously won't, and there really wasn't any action scenes. Also, they hyped Hive, but he was on screen for 2 seconds. Literally felt like they had forgotten that he was supposed to be in the episode. The only thing I liked in the episode was the Fitz and Simmons got married. Oh,
yeah.
But that also felt shoehorned in.
Definitely.
Overall ranking out of 100 because of it.
100 episodes,
130.
Yeah.
Wow.
I think this might be an issue with your expectations of the episode.
I think
because I don't know. Did they hype high for the episode?
They just said Hive was going to be there, and they said Lash was going to be there. That's all they said.
Well, maybe they shouldn't have done that because they really are just there.
Yeah, unless fans really wanted them. Like, really wanted them.
I liked what this episode provided. I thought, and by the way, I think Coulson's gonna die. The show's ending, and also what a easy way to like not have to ever deal with like when are the Avengers gonna find out if Coulson died? When Coulson came back, is if he dies, because then it doesn't matter. You know what I mean? So, especially since this might be the finale, I think Coulson's probably gonna die.
Yeah, and it would be maybe that would motivate the crew to go contact the Avengers, and that would maybe be a reason why they get tied into stuff, or they stop and like they stop doing what they do.
Also, great performance by Clark Gregg.
Yeah, he nailed it.
For the most part, going back and rewatching the MCU shows, the movies, and seeing how fantastic he is in each one of those early movies. And I remember he's good. He's reliably good, but he doesn't really, for me, in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., stand out. But like episodes like this, it's like, fuck, Clark Gregg is so good.
And he's
so good.
I love the monologue from Daisy where it's like, what S.H.I.E.L.D.? What is it? It's like, Mac's about to leave. Yo-Yo is almost dead. May can't fight anymore. Fitz and Simmons are constantly being like kidnapped or, beaten. Like, there isn't S.H.I.E.L.D., and I like that. And like Coulson is still like delusional, and that really played in well to like the dream idea that it's like he's trying to live out what perfect version he wants. And I love that it's like, yeah, you even think you think I'm something else, but I'm just the operator. It was a really cool thing to play into, and the wedding was sweet, and I like that Deke ties back to them. Also, I was an idiot. I was like, I thought he said, yeah, my mom had that ring, and I'm like, wait, this idiot doesn't know that that's his mom and dad getting married? I was like, oh, grandmother. Okay, there's a generation in between. That's why this isn't totally stupid. I'm the idiot, though. Some of my friends,
is there a generation in between?
He said my mom hadn't got it from
he thought they got it from her mom. But then the detective thing said, no, that's his parents.
No, they said that's the only DNA attached to him. See, that's where I got confused.
How did they have time to have another kid?
It was 90 years.
No, it was like 70-something.
No, they said 90 years between present day when they left and when the future stuff happened.
I could swear they specifically said like 78. It was
the guys' comment section. Let us know.
Let us know. Anyway, we liked it. Sam, what would you rate it?
Out of 100, because that was a good suggestion from the person that the hater in the comments. I really liked it, like 87.
Oh, I give it like I was going to give it like a 90. Now I feel like I'm overpraising it.
No, I mean, it's 3 points. Like, if you liked it more, I really liked it. 87, 90, I'd go with that too.
Yeah, I feel like
I'm being more like a 64.
There you go.
Thank you.
I'm still trying to figure out your friends. Like, maybe if you watched the show in season 1 and you really liked that version of the show, then you wouldn't like this. But since we did not like that version of the show,
they had to
evolve.
Said
that their favorite version, 2 of them said their favorite season was season 2. And then 2 of them said their favorite season was season 4.
Season 4, yeah. 4 is great. Because 2 has moments. 2 is better than 1.
Which one's 2?
2 is Inhumans. That's when you get Kyle MacLachlan. Kyle MacLachlan.
Kyle's MacLachlan,
Sarah MacLachlan?
Yeah.
Sarah MacLachlan's
dad. Of an angel.
In other news, Roxy, did we get Lucifer in Gotham?
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Hit us with it.
Start with Lucifer.
All right.
Where's Cain and Abel at?
So
78 years. You were closer.
So
I lost my assets.
Lucifer's now said that he won't help Cain.
Yeah.
And Abel is kind of left the building for a little bit.
Okay.
So we kind of put that on the back burner this episode.
Cool.
It was still a fun episode because basically Lucifer is afraid that he's gonna lose the girl, the detective, the one that he loves but won't admit, and he decides he's just gonna be so preschool mean to her this episode and buy gifts for all the other people that he works with and just not speak to her or look her in the eye or buy her gifts. And she within 2 minutes, you think it's gonna be the whole episode, and within 2 minutes she's like, I know what you're doing, and calls him out, and it's freaking amazing, but he keeps doing it because he's a toddler. And then there was this diva bitch this episode who was a singer who was all over the top, and they had to deal with that. It was fun. It didn't matter to the story this episode, really. It was just a fun, okay, why not? We're throwing this in there.
Where does this season fall for you for Lucifer seasons?
I just love the show so much. Okay. So it doesn't I don't feel like there's been a stronger or weaker. Some episodes are stronger. This wasn't one of the stronger episodes, but it was fun enough.
I hated it.
No, I didn't hate it. It was fun enough. To me, a bad episode of Lucifer, like the worst episodes of Lucifer, rank at around a 7.5. Like it doesn't really get lower than that because it's just really good.
So would you rate this episode?
Probably around like
a 5.
Like a 7.8.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, what about Gotham though?
Okay. Gotham got so freaky this week.
Well, no.
I think I really liked it.
Okay.
That's such a weird thing to say about something.
There's so much stuff going on. It's hard to... Because none of them are interacting right now. So, like,
They're all in separate rooms.
Riddler is 2 different... He's going through it right now.
Okay.
And I guess...
2 different what?
It's him and it's his alter ego, but they show him as 2 people.
So they're giving him like a Two-Face storyline?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he, right now, Penguin reached out to one of the Riddler versions of Riddler. Mm-hmm. And not Nigma. Yeah. The other one, which doesn't have a name.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And that one brought him to Arkham Asylum. It was so weird. I was like, wait, what is happening? And just like watching him talk to himself is like, it's trippy.
Who's Solomon Grundy boning?
No, he's not really. And then I guess Nigma maybe has a thing for Marina Baccarin's character.
Who wouldn't?
And this was kind of got lost on me too. The other girl that came in that was like, that is Falcone's daughter, was calling Marina Baccarin's character as her sister, and then took like a sledgehammer and bashed her hand in till it was bludgeoned on the table so bad there was no hand. It was like...
Marina Baccarin's hand?
Yeah.
Marina Baccarin's character doesn't have a hand.
I mean, at this point, if they try to say she does, she doesn't. Okay. Like, it was flat. There was nothing left.
You can blow it back up like a cartoon, like a balloon.
And she was crying. She's like, I did one because you're my sister. That's why I didn't do the second one. It was, and then there's the Poison Ivy storyline that's going on right now too. So Poison Ivy's just decided to murder everyone because
plants.
Uh-huh.
I mean, that's usually her whole fucking thing.
But she's starting with the people she hates the most, and she'd like the plants to take over the city. So she's hacked the news station. And it's not going so well for her right now. Well, she's winning for sure, but it won't go well. But
because Batman will stop
But she got Bullock on her side because she kissed him or something, and then he fell in love. Plants. And then, so there's that. But it's still weird because she's still like a 4-year-old in a hot 27-year-old's body.
Don't like it.
So it's like when I'm watching, I'm like, she's hot, but she's also like 8. Or like 6, 7, or 8. Like,
wait, is that the age she was supposed to be?
Whatever that the youngest girl was.
Yeah, so like preteen.
Maybe not 8, but maybe 12.
Still, like not better, but just like at least not like literally child. Still gross and still inappropriate.
There was parts that made me feel makes me feel appropriate. Also, when in the early episodes, the way they kind of like. I guess because she's supposed to become Catwoman, the way they kind of like sexualized that situation. It's like, that's a child. That's not okay.
Yeah, but she is so hot, and so that makes me feel weird too. And she kind of turns on Poison. She turns on Poison Ivy in this episode, and I haven't even gotten the strangest part of the episode yet.
Oh wow!
You couldn't have. Yeah.
So then Bruce Wayne decides I told you guys last week he probably wanted Alfred back in his life, but now he definitely does. And he goes to Alfred, and Alfred's literally like, "Fuck off." And Bruce is like, "Wait, what? Really?" And Alfred's like, "Yeah, bro, you're not my friend, and you fired me as your butler. So literally eat shit." And like, no blanking, just ripping him a new asshole.
Jeez.
And then Bruce Wayne had some function that he had to speak at. It was one of those events that it's like unclear why they're throwing a party, some charity, something.
Needed to talk at it.
And Bruce Wayne needed to speak at it, and he starts giving this speech, and then he decides. He sees Alfred in the corner, and he's like, "Screw the speech. I had this mentor who saved my life." And just, like, gives this speech that has nothing to do with the charity, the event, like, just to Alfred. And then afterwards, he goes up, and Alfred's like, "Okay, but you still need to love yourself." And it just was the weirdest moment.
Wait, who needs to love it? Who's
Bruce Wayne. Like,
you
have to be sensitive with your heart, and you have to be emotional, whatever. But, like, the audience clapping was like...
Yeah.
Like, what the hell did this guy... Like, what is he talking?
That makes me hire a teenager to fucking talk.
Yeah, that makes me think
of...
one of my favorite Marvel movies is Civil War, but I still don't know why Tony brought up his most traumatic memory for that MIT thing. Like, oh, hey, this traumatized me for life. And your guys' things. Like, what a weird speech to give this class. Like, what's happening?
And random kisses. That happens in Civil War, too, where everyone's like,
They're all just such separate storylines that, like, right now I feel like I'm watching 6 shorts like next to each other.
Cool.
So I go to the bathroom a lot during it and like get up and cook something. Like I pause a lot, but it was fun.
Yeah.
Maybe. Don't pause it. Keep it going. Just let it just kind of fill the room.
Maybe
You'll get
for
it.
like Legends of Tomorrow reasons, an 8.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, just now is like.
Wait, what did you connect there? What?
Don't degaff.
Yeah.
Like just gonna do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the same as Legends of Tomorrow, kind of the.
Hey, listen, she can give whatever rating she wants.
She can't. I know, but I want to understand if that's what she means.
Today did kind of feel like that. Like this episode was kind of like, huh? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just want to make sure I'm understanding. But hey, there's one show. One show we should just give a shout out to.
Yes.
iZombie?
iZombie.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's really good.
Because some people asked about it.
Really?
So
yeah. So good.
Do you think that she's cheating on Clive, or do you think that they have an arrangement?
It's probably some sort of open arrangement thing, but I don't know that I like that.
Yeah, it's just like not a good just because you can't bang somebody does not mean you can bang other people and the relationship will work.
Yeah.
It's a good lesson, kids.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like more important. I feel like they're. I don't know. I feel like that's what they're setting. They're setting up for like a fake out. I will say, hilarious. The brain she's on is hilarious.
Which
Every
one
time,
is it currently?
This one's like overly romantic. So twice in the episode, she falls head over heels for just a person she immediately just met, and like classic like rom com, like zoom in, a soft focus. Yeah, like.
That's awesome.
It's really good and like eating like chocolate brains and stuff.
But it's funny because that is hilarious. However, the actual plot line is dark as fuck.
Oh, because it's our first serial killer plot.
Yeah, because they're trapped in Seattle. People and there's a huge brain shortage. There's a group of people that will sneak for a variety of reasons sneak people into Seattle as like, hey, we're gonna reconnect you with your loved ones. We're gonna whatever, and then immediately kill them and take their brains.
Oh no!
Yeah, and that's what happened to this girl because she met a guy online.
That was really confusing. Her coming in, seeing all 4 of those people get shot and killed.
Yes.
And then her going.
Yeah, well, because she that was I assume those were the zombies trying to attack people or something, like trying to leave the city or something.
No, those were that was exactly what happened to her.
Yeah, but no, I don't think that was the.
Why did those 4 people get shot and killed?
I think those 4 people got shot and killed by Fillmore Graves because they were trying to leave. They were zombies either that had scratched somebody else or they were trying to leave the facility.
There's no way there were more zombies that scratched somebody other than that one girl because we heard about it. We would have heard if there were 4 people who had scratched people.
I don't know if that's true. Just because like
I know everything.
You don't hear about every crime that happens normally.
I do.
Okay, well.
I feel like major.
But I see what you're saying.
I don't know. It was a weird. I was like, who are these 4 people that we're starting with?
Yeah,
what is this?
Totally, it was just to set up that like, oh man, Seattle's not safe.
I loved the Robbie fashion show.
Yeah, Robbie fashion show was good. I loved the sketch artist every time they bring sketch artist in.
Yep.
And this poor sketch artist because he has to deal with all of Liv's personality stuff. And so this time, like he's trying to get something out of her. He's trying to sketch something, and finally he's able to get it. And he's like. I'm glad we were finally able to finish. I actually may get to go home on time today. And she's like, yes, this is the guy I met at the bar. Now we should talk about the guy that was the murderer. It's just a lot of really good jokes. Blaine's plotline's very interesting.
What do you think's going on with Allie's character?
Allie Michalko?
We call her Allie.
Yeah.
Peyton.
Yeah, good job, Sam.
Because she forgot last time. I remember you saying it.
Peyton. What do you think's going on with Peyton and Robbie now?
I think they're slowly building to that being a thing. Again, I feel like we have one more season of this show after this. You know what I mean? I feel like
even 5.
Yeah, I feel like 5 is just a good number for shows.
6 is good too, though.
It can be
3 and 3.
Yeah.
Numbers.
And this show never really blew up. So I feel like every extra season we get is a blessing. Yeah. I feel like it's always on the.
Oh, speaking of that, just to backtrack for a second, there was news about Gotham for next year.
Yes.
And the news is that there's no news, which not looking great. They were like, it actually is performing okay. It's actually performing okay. However, we are not going to give it Thursday night, so we do not know where we could put this in our slate. Is what was said.
But you'll have Metropolis on that DC app. Do you think they'd move Gotham to the DC app?
Possibly.
Moving shows doesn't hurt it sometimes. That DC app, though, they keep pushing that back, so we'll have to see whenever that gets...
Yeah, but isn't Titans coming out, like, real soon?
That's what I don't know. There's no, there's no info. There's no info. I think Young Justice is scheduled for the end of this year. So I don't know when Titans is supposed to come out. I'm not really sure. It's confusing.
iZombie's real good, though. I'd give this episode a 9.
9.
Yeah, 8.5. So good.
Man, I liked everything except apparently Avengers Infinity War today.
Yeah.
I don't feel well. I'm salty. I'm sorry.
I don't know if you're going to like that movie. I'm going to be honest.
I liked Civil War a lot, and I liked Winter Soldier a lot.
You did?
And they're the same directors.
Yes.
Although more practical action in those movies.
Have you ever said yas?
No.
Can you do it?
Sometime. When it feels right.
Okay.
Yeah.
You
don't want to force it.
We'll plan a scenario where it'd be the perfect time for DJ to say it.
Have you been working on your rapping? Because I have.
Yeah, I hit it with it.
No, I can't do that. It's not time for the battle yet.
Okay. I wouldn't want to leak any of the sweet beats I've been working on.
But you don't pre-write them because that's not.
On that note, guys, thank you for joining us for another episode of Super TV Showdown. I'm gonna go melt into a corner.
DJ's sick. Everyone send him some well wishes at DJ Talks Trash on Twitter and everywhere that matters. Make
Sam
sure you
is getting sick. Go to ChaosTheoryComics.com.
Sign up for the newsletter. Singular.
Yeah. Cool thing about the newsletter is that with each new newsletter, you're going to be able to get the old ones as well. You're going to be able to go back and see the old newsletters as well. So sign up for that at ChaosTheoryComic.com. Sam's also getting a little sick, so give him well wishes at Sam Bashor.
Okay, I've been sick many times in my life.
Then you should have been sending Roxy well wishes as well at ROXY STRIAR.
Yeah, I've been sick before too, okay?
That matters.
You don't have to brag about it.
I'm sorry.
I'm going to go run over to New Rockstars and go shoot a video real quick.
It's
going to be a blast. We're going to talk about Avengers Infinity War. What? No way. Yeah, it's going to be a blast. Go watch it. We love you guys. There's going to be a main episode recording on Saturday morning, 11 a.m. We're going to be talking about Jessica Jones Season 2 and...
Tomb Raider.
Make sure you go watch the review on our YouTube channel.
Bye-bye.
Bye.